Hey guys, Alex from 7th Hour Films back again with House of the Dragon. Last time on House of the Dragon, we had Second of His Name, where basically, it's been 3 years. It's been 3 years since episode 2, and in that time, King Viserys and Queen Alicent, have had a son. Just like that, which, I mean, it's fine. It's all nice and fine. It's just sort of an interesting thing where the first episode goes over, you know, how difficult it's been for Viserys to have a son with his first wife, Queen Aemma, and then they had a son off screen, and it's fine. It was like, oh, all right, well, I mean, it's not like we had to harp on that anymore. We have a plot to get to, you know, so it's all fine and good. It's just kind of funny. But yeah, so they did have a son, and Alicent is also expecting another baby, so potentially another son. And the last 3 years have not been good for the relationship between Viserys and Rhaenyra. And yeah, they basically haven't been talking to each other, and on Prince Aegon's second name day, pretty much everyone is like, yo, you gotta marry off Rhaenyra, and you gotta name Aegon as your heir. And Viserys was like, you guys all suck. Why? Why do you all suck? And he was like, all right, look, I am not naming Aegon as my heir. Rhaenyra will remain my heir. And at first he was like, well, maybe I can try to marry her off. But then that didn't work out so well when a Lannister tried to woo Princess Rhaenyra. And luckily Rhaenyra saw the red flags of the Lannisters and was like, I don't think so. So yeah. So Viserys was like, all right, just find somebody you like. Find somebody you like, you know? Now, a lot of people watching the show do sort of speculate that she might go for Sir Criston Cole. However, as someone pointed out, and it makes a lot of sense when you really think about it, Sir Criston is sworn to the Kingsguard, so unless he leaves the Kingsguard, he is not allowed to marry anyone, let alone Princess Rhaenyra. So yeah. Meanwhile, Daemon and Lord Corlys have been waging war against the Crab Feeder, and in a decisive battle, they won. That was kind of it. It was good. It was an interesting action scene, action set piece. It was a little confusing, some of the things that happened. Like, his troops just sort of snuck up on everybody. Another dragon snuck up. And you guys did tell me that it was Laenor Valerion, who was riding his dragon. And because he is half Targaryen through his mother, yeah, he's got Targaryen blood to ride a dragon. So it's all nice and good. So yeah, but yeah, they just killed the crab feeder, and that's it. That's it for the crab feeder. Cool design. Didn't really do much in the show, but oh well. I don't know. I mean, we did miss an entire war, so I'm sure there was some cool stuff with the crab feeder, but it just didn't need to be in this show, and that's totally fine. Anywho, but yeah, that was pretty much it. So why don't we jump right into this episode of House of the Dragon? Here we go.
I brought you something.
Okay. I'm not suggesting that she's gonna marry Daemon. She wouldn't do that. Viserys wouldn't do that.
The man is older than my father. It's unseemly for him to put himself forward as a contender for my hand.
Ah. Marriage proposals. Next.
If chosen as your match, princess, your day shall be easy, and night safe, under my protection.
Protection? The princess has a dragon, you dumb cunt.
Jeez.
Bracken!
I'm gonna like that
Bracken.
one. Let us have the next. So we may go to supper.
Poor kid. He did his best.
We're leaving.
Nope, now she's done. Oh!
Don't look, princess.
No, I want to look. The kid, he did it! Oh, I'm proud of that kid. Kid's got guts. Meanwhile, what kind of ship is that? Like, Hold on, that whole thing on the back is messing with me.
Take cover!
Whoop! Oh, it's Damon. Giving a little flyby like a dick. Oh, hello. You look different. He cut his hair. Could he really not get the blood out of his hair, so he had to cut it?
Once we smash the triarchy, they name me King of the Narrow Sea.
I guess
But I
that's
know
not.
that there is only one true king, Your Grace.
Hey. Oh. Yeah, everything is fine, right?
They only want my name in my Valyrian blood for their offspring.
I think it's rather romantic.
How romantic it must be to get imprisoned in a castle and me to squeeze out to heirs.
Meh. An apt choice of words. Sorry.
You've matured yourself these last 4 years, Princess.
4 years. So
You'll
it's
get
only
used to
been
the
another
attention.
year.
Una nu hadaran ni apikago ni seitax. The parseri morkakotas. Enkos vochos potilundaor.
Eu munia mastas lir mundasmaista. In case mundasma vuisa. Gleison eohon zugose gleisa con coste de or. Yajahi habichosa.
Lord Corlys is said to have engaged in negotiations with the Sea Lord of Bravos. He plans to wed his daughter Laena to the Sea Lord's son. If House Velaryon entered into an alliance with the Free Cities, then we would have to seek our own marriage pact.
And that would be Rhaenyra. God damn it, she finally get a chair. And this is the conversation she has? Whoa. There's a secret passage in your bedroom. Oh. Alright then. Yo, we gonna go out on a, like, night on the town?
Our good king names his daughter, a girl, his heir.
Oh.
He has two things Rhaenyra cannot: a conqueror's name and a cock.
Yeah, just if you will. But many of the small folk are like to believe that as a male, Aegon should be the heir.
These freaking penises. Have you ever thought about how penises are the stupidest fucking things in terms of this? It's just a fucking penis, alright?
Pardon me, Your Grace. The king has requested your presence.
Poor girl can't get some sleep.
The hour is quite late. Yes, Your Grace.
Darby's barking at something. Well, a lot of quick cuts between... I mean, honestly, it's showing Rhaenyra out and about in her freedom. Meanwhile, Alicent is just stuck, waiting for the king to say something. Can't even get some decent sleep. Oh my gosh. So much booty. That was, like... None of this is going... This part isn't going into YouTube, but I swear that was a straight-up asshole. Jeez. Okay, so it's not good. Yeah, I might just... I wrote down nighttime fun. I think I should cross out the fun part. Are we going somewhere with this? Oh.
Fucking who we want.
Fucking Targaryens. Literally. Man. Couldn't even be Sir Criston. He's a good boy. He's not your fucking uncle. Oh. This is poor guy.
I shall alert the Lord Commander.
No. No, you don't. What?
My helmet.
Oh, she's still horny. Hey, you can't take a wife. But... Oh! This is gonna take a minute to get that armor off. Man, girl, you better be great at foreplay, because it's gonna take a long time to get that armor off. It's gonna be quite the twist if he's actually, like, gay or something. It's not unheard of. Okay, no. You was... How are you... It's gonna take forever! Like, look, she's really cute, but you really gotta hope that that boner will last a while, you know? He's so conflicted. He's such a good boy. He doesn't... I mean, like... Is he doing it to do it, or is he, like... Is he enjoying it at all? Look, I'm very concerned for Sir Kristen, alright? Yo, how am I gonna talk about this episode? Like, 50% of this episode has just been fucking. Dude, he better be great at pulling out. Otherwise, I think I could see a potential plot for the next episode.
I'm afraid it concerns the princess, my king.
Oh.
Has she been harmed?
The princess was spied last evening. Beyond the walls of the keep. In a pleasure house.
What of it?
She was carrying on with her uncle.
What behaviors?
His brother tried to fuck his daughter.
Princess. Creeping through the gates from King's Landing, disguised as a page, during the hour of the owl.
Is her sick with
Yeah,
ambition?
okay, what hour is that in a number?
Stalked, spied upon, awaiting your best chance to destroy her reputation.
Oh, shit.
Your designs are obvious. Do you wish to have your blood on the Iron Throne so badly that you are willing to destroy mine own?
Damn. He figured it.
Just get out.
Damn. That backfired. Oh, you want people talking about fucking politics, eh? Well, there's an air of truth to that.
This is a vile accusation.
Is it? You Targaryens do have queer customs.
Oh, shit.
And Daemon certainly knows no limit.
Alicent, Daemon never touched me. I swear this to you, upon the memory of my mother.
Oh, bro.
The king has strived to find you a good match, and so have I.
Oh, damn.
If that lord were to think that you were being sullied.
Sullied? Oh, fucking medieval.
In everything.
Daemon's coming home.
You have ruined her. What lord will wed her now in this condition?
Who gives a fuck what some lord thinks? You are the dragon. Your word is truth and law.
I have spent a lifetime defending you. But your heart is even blacker than I thought. I should disinherit her. As I already did you. Be done with it.
Oh, jeez, man.
Wed her to me. I want Rhaenyra. I'll take her as she is and wed her in the tradition of our house.
You're already wed.
That didn't stop Aegon the Conqueror from taking a second wife.
You are not a conqueror. You are a plague.
Ugh.
Sent to destroy me.
Give me Rhaenyra.
Go back to the Vale, Daemon. To your lawful wife. Strive to restore whatever scrap of honor remains in you.
Yo, maybe kill him.
Or don't. Matters not to me. As long as you are gone from my side for good.
That dagger once belonged to Aegon the Conqueror.
Really?
It was Aenar's before that.
From my blood come the prince that was promised,
Oh, shit.
and his will be the song of ice and fire.
The responsibility I have handed to you, the burden of this knowledge. It is larger than the throne, the king. It is larger than you and your desires.
Oh, shit.
You've yet to ask me for the truth of what happened.
The truth does not matter, Rhaenyra. Only perception.
No.
You have exposed yourself.
Yeah.
Now we must both suffer the consequences.
Were I born a man, I could bear Tim if I wanted. I could father a dozen bastards, and no one in your court would blink an eye.
You're right. But you were born a woman. Your courtship is at an end. You will wed Selena Velaryon, and you will do so without protest.
Oh, damn.
The son of the sea snake. So I can be a remedy for your political headaches.
You are my political headache.
Oh, damn.
The House of the Dragon will stand as one for a further generation.
And what will you do about the vulture who perches upon your throne?
What vulture?
Your hand.
No.
I will do my duty as heir, and with Selena. But you must first do yours as king.
Oh, shit.
My father was a hale and healthy warrior and dragon rider, at the peak of his abilities. Jaehaerys named a great royal hunt to celebrate him being named the Hand of the King. 5 days later, my father lay dead. Balon the Brave, rider of Vhagar, heir to the Iron Throne, dead of a burst belly. The gods have a dark wit.
He was gonna name his first son after
It
him.
was a grim day. I recall it all too well.
I bet you
It
do.
was a good day for you. Jaehaerys named you Hand in Balon's stead. I will never recover from Emma's death. But Alicent, she took me through the worst of my grief. She was a calculated distraction.
No.
I only now realize how well calculated it was.
That is an
Yeah.
absurdity.
Shit.
The crown and the realm, both owe you a debt, can never be repaid.
But you're done.
But I can no longer trust your judgment.
Damn. So, the question remains, aside from why someone's bringing the holy hand grenade, who will be named Hand of the King?
Tea, Princess. From the king. It will rid you of any unwanted consequences.
Ooh, shit. You know, just in case you have, you know, something a-brewing. And that's it. Okay. What a, what'd they call this King of the Narrow Sea? Who cares? Like, that's not even part of the episode, really. T. Yeah, I'll just put a ... We all know what that T is for. Welp. Oh, okay. That was... that was just awkward. Sir Kristen definitely never wanted that. He definitely was like, no, no, no. Please, no. Granted, he didn't do much to stop it. I mean, it's just... I was not expecting that to be the plot of this episode. I was not expecting the plot of this episode to be... Excuse me. I was not expecting the plot of this episode to be Rhaenyra goes and gets some and then that causes such political problems. But here we are. And I like Rhaenyra. I like Rhaenyra. I think she's an interesting character. But I will say, the more and more we go on with this show, I think my favorite character is Viserys. And now, thanks to this episode, climbing up the ranks is Alicent, actually. The two of them are really, really interesting, you know? These two are good people trying to do their best for the realm. Unfortunately for Alicent, she's kind of getting less out of the arrangement than Viserys is, you know? Although I wonder if their relationship might change a bit after... Now that Viserys has basically figured out why Alicent is his queen, you know? But man, that is crazy. But why? I mean, like, because it's one thing of like, oh, well, you know, now this was, you know, part of Otto's plan to discredit, to ruin Rhaenyra by telling the world that she's been sullied as a maiden, you know? Which the freaking, man, the Middle Ages is funny, man. Because it's exactly the friggin', you know, it's the whole thing of, you know, all of this because a man has a cock, you know? And when you really stop and think about it, like, when you stop and think about it, like, on a cosmic level, boy, is it not the dumbest thing on God's green earth that this was, for thousands of years, a thing. And even to this day, still kind of a thing, you know? And it's like, oh, well, he's got a cock, so he's the better choice. Like, really? Well, is he smart? Like, look, I'm not saying that... I don't want to say that just because, like, oh, well, Rhaenyra, she's so much better just because she's a woman. It's like, look, Rhaenyra has made some bad choices, like in this episode. Bedding Sir Criston, you know? Getting a little too horny with her uncle. Yeah, Rhaenyra has had some bad decisions. I won't deny that. Rhaenyra, it's just... But... Let's say the king died now. Which would I rather have? The fully grown woman on the throne? Or the 3-year-old, you know? And a lot of people will say, well, I'd rather have the 3-year-old. Because he's got a cock. I was like, well, then what the fuck are your priorities, you know? But that's a thing. That's a thing. And now... It's exactly the medieval thing of, oh, she's been sullied because she's had sex before marriage. What lord will take her now? You know? It's essentially what lord is going to take sloppy seconds. Like, go fuck yourself. That's who. Jesus, like, just because she had sex once. They don't even fully know that, you know? Because she didn't. I think, unless the editing was messing with me, I don't think she actually did it with Daemon. I think, like, that ended, like, they had a little foreplay, but that was about it, you know? They had a little foreplay, but that was about it. But she did. She did do it with Sir Criston. And yeah, the whole thing of, oh, what lord in their right mind would take her? You mean this beautiful girl who is also the princess and the named heir to the Iron Throne? Gee, I don't know who wouldn't take her. But because she's been sullied, oh my word, she's been sullied, oh my, such a scandal, you know? It's ridiculous, but that's, I mean, let's face the facts that that's kind of how the world was for a long, long ass time, you know? And I don't know, maybe Like, I don't know, maybe it wasn't that way in, like, ancient Egypt, but hey, Middle Ages, that's what we're on, pretty much. Criminy. I can't believe that was the plot of this episode, you know? It's crazy, man. And again, it's exactly... It's like, oh, so I can alleviate your political headache. You are my political headache! It's kind of true. Granted, he has a lot of other political headaches, but she's definitely part of it. Like, we thought everything was gonna... I mean, we never thought everything was going to be okay after she was named heir to the Iron Throne. We obviously knew stuff was gonna come up, but she is named heir to the Iron Throne, and after that, problem after problem arises between her and Viserys, you know? But I like that there is a part of her that is still willing to do her duty as princess, you know? Because she does understand Viserys remarrying. She does understand Viserys having more children. She does understand having to marry Laenor Velaryon, you know? She said at the end, like, okay, yes, I'll do it just to get everybody off my friggin' back, I'll do it, you know? So she does understand it to an extent, but it's just... But I mean, what... To be fair, what teenage daughter has not caused trouble with their father, you know? And I don't mean that in any sort of, like, offensive... I feel like every girl will agree. I'm sure every guy will agree. I'm sure every guy out there is gonna be like, well, hey, I made trouble with my father too when I was that age, so... Like, it's not something that is exclusive to Rhaenyra, but it's just... Why Daemon? Why? This is not, like, is it the short hair? Is that it? I don't know. I love, because someone did, I think in the comments of the last episode, someone said, like, Daemon's gonna need, like, a shit ton of soap if he's gonna get all the blood out of his hair. Evidently he didn't. He just he cut all his hair off and that's as far as it's grown back out. Which is really funny. I like that little detail. That, yeah, he wouldn't have been able to get all that blood out, you know? It's amazing she got as much blood out of her hair, you know? Man, and in all of this, we never even saw Aegon, you know? We saw his sibling, because last episode, Alicent was pregnant with another child, and this time we saw her holding her baby. So, yes, I can't tell if that was a boy or a girl, you know? But Rhaenyra and Aegon definitely have a new sibling. All these freaking stupid names, I'm trying to get them all straight. There's Daemon, there's Rhaenyra, there's Aegon, there's this new kid, and there's also Viserys. And also Alicent. Like, come on with these names, man. Like, Otto. I get Otto. Otto Hightower, you go, you work with that, you know? Because the rest of these are so ridiculous names. Despite the fact that Daemon is not too ridiculous a name for me. I had a friend named Daemon when I was a kid, actually, back in elementary school. I don't think he put an E in his name, but yeah, I had a friend named Daemon. So, you think I'd be able to get this? Oh, and Jaehaerys. Jaehaerys is probably the dumbest. Of all these Targaryen names I've ever heard, Jaehaerys is probably the dumbest one, you know? The prince that was promised. Huh. You know what I thought? You know what I just thought about that? Because I, like, quickly had a train of thought, like, oh yeah, Azor Ahai, the prince who was promised. Melisandre thought that Stannis was that prince. And for a second I was like, well, that's kind of weird, because shouldn't that be a Targaryen? But I actually just remembered Stannis has Targaryen blood in him, doesn't he? Because Robert did. That was the thing when he took the Iron Throne, is like, well, technically he does have a claim because he does have a bit of Targaryen blood in him, you know? And by extension, Stannis and Renly would have had that too. So, and Shireen. Oh. I should read the book sometime. Granted, you guys have told me that there may be spoilers for House of the Dragon in the book, so I don't know. I'm still hoping that the spoiler in Game of Thrones isn't true. Hopefully that was someone else. I don't know. Alright. Notes. Suitors. So presumably they were at like Storm's End or something. Because that was, I mean, next to Rhaenyra was a Baratheon, so presumably that was Storm's End, which is where the Baratheons live, basically. So from what I can guess is that, because they mentioned a tour, it was that Rhaenyra was literally going on tour around Westeros to find a suitor. So, and yeah, she found there was like a really old man, and then this kid who killed that, at least severely injured that one Baratheon. So, hey, at least the kid knows how to fight. You know, there's a little, it's like a male version of Lyanna Mormont. You know. So there's that. So yeah, but none of the suitors interested her, and she just left 2 months early. She ended the tour 2 months early. And yeah, again, causing troubles, political headache. And I like how they also mention that it's not just for Viserys, because Alicent has tried too, you know? Poor... Like, I kind of say poor Viserys because, like, you know, just all the crap from he has to deal with everybody's crap. But at the same time, like, to another level, poor Alicent who has to deal with Viserys dealing with everybody else's crap, you know? When she has to get woken up in the hour of the owl, whatever the fuck that... Just say, like, 3 o'clock, you know? Just say, like, oh yeah, like 3:15 we saw them banging, you know? Like, just say that, you know? But she's woken up at, like, 3 in the morning to be banged. And just, and yeah, it's just her... That's... Again, filming some of these scenes has to be so friggin' weird. You know, like, and sure, like, background extras is, you know, that's one thing. But like, all right, and I'm sure because, you know, they filmed it in such a way, you know, there were no parts being exposed, so I'm sure they both, like, still had, like, underwear on or something, and it's like, okay, so he's going to be essentially dry humping you in his underwear. You just need to look dead inside, and we're gonna film that, and the two of you need not to laugh at how weird this situation kind of is, you know? And then just at one point, just he'll look over at you, and then you look over and smile, you know? Again, why this was called King of the Narrow Sea, I don't know, because really that didn't factor it. Like, that wasn't the main point of the episode, you know? Like, I don't know, that was kind of weird. But, yeah, but Lord Corlys is now going to take the Stepstones, and he's going to have his daughter marry the Sea Lord of Bravos, and through that have an alliance with the Free Cities, which is crazy. It's a shame we didn't see him at all in this episode, but because he is always pretty interesting. But yeah, and I'm sure. See, it makes you wonder. It's like, okay, well, is Daemon in on this? You know, like, is he? I don't know. Maybe if because he wants to strengthen the House of the Dragon, you know? He wants to marry Rhaenyra. But would that, if he still has his alliance with Lord Corlys, will that, you know, give him even more power? Will that, you know, give him some sort of, like, alliance with the Free Cities? I don't know. Like, I feel like there's a much larger plan that Daemon has, but I can't quite see it yet, you know? But I feel like it has to be tied with whatever Corlys is doing, you know? And then we had Night Fun. You know what? I'll put a question mark on that. Fun. Because... I mean... Well, first off, they went to the play, the performance, which in Bravos, Arya saw a play basically of the War of the Five Kings and seeing Joffrey dying and stuff like that. Basically, she got a recap of Game of Thrones while she's been away. So yeah, but this one was all about who would be better for the Iron Throne. A princess, a woman, or a tiny baby penis. Like, boy, I don't know. I would think the fully grown adult. Maybe I'm crazy, Maybe I'm crazy. It is also funny, though, when they talk about, you need the support of the people. You need the support of the people if you're going to rule them. And it's like, well, I don't know. I mean, it's the people of King's Landing. Do you really need the people of King's Landing? But I mean, we've seen them in their somewhat rebellion of when they, were flinging shit at Joffrey, and then they were flinging shit at Cersei. You know who they never flung shit at? Tommen. Remember Tommen? Tommen was a good boy. But he also had Marjorie, so... Joffrey had Marjorie too. Then he died. But Tommen had Marjorie. Tommen also eventually, converted and was with the Sparrows, so... Yeah. Yeah, Rhaenyra does. Yeah, Rhaenyra does. Alright, so Daemon had a point. Alright. Nah. But what is it? I mean, yeah, and Cersei, well, Cersei didn't have the trust of the people, but that didn't really factor into the plot at all. Like, they were talking about, like, oh, well, when the people starve, they'll rebel against her, and then you can just take King's Landing, and then Daenerys goes and commits 9/11 times 100 anyway, so... Best to forget about the end of Game of Thrones. So yeah, granted, it's hard to do that when they're bringing up the prince who was promised, Like, and on the one hand, it's like, okay, you're kind of... It's like you're kind of trying to get brownie points for like, hey, remember Game of Thrones and stuff? But at the same time... this is part of the duty of a Targaryen monarch, This sacred thing that is passed down from one king to the next, And so he is like, this is an important thing from, the founder of our royal family, Aegon the Conqueror. So I have to give this to you. I have to let you know about this. He never told Daemon. He has never told Daemon about that. But it's... Even though, yes, it is far and away a whole lot of time from Rhaenyra's era, From Rhaenyra's lifetime. But it's something that must be passed down. Until they're all killed and the last Targaryen doesn't know about it, and, well, neither does the other Targaryen, for that matter. Anyway, and then they started to bang, and I just didn't like that, And, I mean, it's exactly as Alicent says, like, oh, I know you Targaryens have your queer customs. Man, just the way she says that, you have your queer customs, like, shit, you're coming after their customs, jeez. Like, damn, fucking Alicent's out for blood today, I don't know. But it's just, yeah, I didn't like that. Even though that is very Targaryen, it's just, And yeah, it's, again, to go back to the end of Game of Thrones, when you see Jon Snow banging Daenerys, and while they're doing that, there is a voiceover saying, hey, these two are related to each other. it's just, ugh, like, I can't, like, I'm not gonna enjoy this, like, ugh. No. I'm not going to enjoy this, even if Daenerys and Rhaenyra are really, really cute. I'm not going to enjoy this because of who they are with. Ugh. And then she just went and banged Sir Criston, and yeah, they managed to keep it up while they were getting all of his armor off. And he definitely, like, he was never like he was kind of, he was into it, but at the same time, like, he was never like excited or like smiling or anything. It's like, okay, he's not comfortable. He's not exactly comfortable with this, and he's like, I think he knows, like, oh, I could get in so much trouble for doing this, but are you gonna deny the princess? The princess with her playful little can't get your helmet back games. I did like, though, first off, that there's a secret passage in her bedroom that she never knew about, apparently. That was kind of funny. But I like that, she goes to bed and Sir Criston, wishes her a good night. And then just presumably like 2 hours later, she just comes walking in with different clothes and goes back to her room, and he's just like, what the hell? How did that happen? Poor Criston. But yeah. And then we had the confrontation between Otto and Viserys, which was pretty cool. And yeah, you want your bloodline on the throne so bad. And Alicent was a calculated distraction, and only now do I see how calculated that is, And yeah. And also just the fact that it's not just now. This is who Otto is. And Daemon tried to warn him. And yeah, he probably noticed earlier, like, because that's the thing, is that their father was Hand of the King. Balon Targaryen was Hand of the King to Jaehaerys for all of 5 days. And Daemon must have seen this a lot sooner. That's why he said, I see Otto Hightower for what he is, a cunt, It is also probably my favorite thing about these shows, is just like, yeah, they'll say cunt, whatever. It's like, it's just not something I often say, like, ever, but it's just like, huh, yeah, this show, it does that. And it's just, I don't know. That is one of those words that is just, honestly, it's kind of funny. Like, it is probably, by and large, the worst word, but honestly, there is a part of me that's like, God, that word is funny, When certain people say it, it can be very funny, Anyway. So yeah, Balon. And so now I understand, because last episode I was like, well, wait, if Viserys had this vision of, his son who would be named after the Conqueror, why did he and Emma decide that their son would be named Balon? Now I understand. They named him after Viserys' father, Viserys and Daemon's father. So yeah, friggin' Otto, man. But he has been stripped of it. He is no longer Hand of the King. Does call into question, though, who will be Hand of the King with Otto gone? I don't know. That'll be very interesting to find out. God, I hope it's not Jason Lannister or Tylan Lannister, who I guess is also in the small council. I don't know. Hopefully it's not a Lannister. Granted, I guess it's about 50-50 on Lannisters being Hand of the King. Because on the one hand, you can have somebody like Tywin, and that's just not a good thing. On the other hand, you could have somebody like Tyrion, and that was a good thing. Probably the greatest Hand of the King is Tyrion Lannister. I say Hand of the King because he really didn't do that well as Hand of the Queen. But again, we try to forget about the end of Game of Thrones. So yeah. So there's that. And yeah, she has been sullied. She's been sullied. Her virtue has been taken away. My word. Such a scandal. What lord will take this beautiful princess now, Well, maybe Laena Velaryon will. We'll have to see. And then at the end, yeah, she was given a tea as ordered by the king. Yeah, I wonder what that tea does. I think it might, that is definitely... I mean, there must be such a thing as, for lack of a better term, abortion tea, you know? Just in case. Or maybe it's just, maybe it's just birth control, tea. I feel like if there was a tea, I don't know, teas are fascinating. I just said teas are fascinating. I don't know. There's a lot of tea out there. I don't know. Anyway, yeah, so this was a lot. This was a lot for this episode. It's crazy. I mean, not much of a time skip, about a year later. About a year later since last episode. And yeah, this episode was all about fucking, you know? Everybody's, they're either fucking or they're getting fucked, you know? And yeah, even though Daemon was also hung over at the end there, I don't think he's going to be accepting... I don't think he's going to accept this lying down, you know? Even though he did accept that, and I guess he was lying down at the time, so... But he is off back to the Vale. So that... He's going to go back to the Vale, so that... And yeah, he's ordered to stay away from King's Landing and Viserys, but... And Rhaenyra, for that matter. But... Yeah, I don't think... I'm sure we're going to see more of Daemon if he's got some sort of plot a-brewing. So, yeah. Anyway, great episode. Crazy episode. And I'm very curious to see where we are going next time. But that is basically it. With all that being said, I'm Alex from 7th Hour Films, and I will see you guys next time. Take care. Alright guys, thanks for watching this video. There's a bunch of links on screen if you want to go click around any of those. There's a playlist for all of my House of the Dragon reactions, as well as another playlist for all of my Game of Thrones reactions if you want to go check those out. There's also a subscribe button and a Patreon button on screen, as well as other links in the description if you want to go check out any of those. See you guys later.